welcome, loud applause, Mr. Zach Lucas.
So I'm super excited to be here. Before we get started, there is some business on the table that we need to take care of. Two things. Number one, I have to ask you, I say inappropriate stuff sometimes. So can we have that hand up that that's okay, that if I offend you, if I say stuff, okay. Number two, I recently, Mike and I have been friends, at least 10 or 15 years. We're now crossing 28 years old, so it's been 20. So anyway, he told me that he hired this gentleman and that he calls himself the Ginger Ninja. Now, anybody that knows me knows that I had copyrighted the Ginger Ninja name tag. If you come to any of my studios across the country, my heart rate monitor goes on the wall as the Ginger Ninja. So I brought my attorneys outside. They are waiting to make sure that this young man signs off on using copyrighted material, intellectual property. But in my grace, I've brought you a peace offering for Ginger Pride. I don't want to go to battle with you. Come on up and get it. You can come get it. So I want to see how it looks on you. Yep.
Yeah.
So this is to show my non-competition spirit right there.
I love it.
Here, show them the back too. See that? Good. Turn all the way around. Yeah. It's this says Zach is the real Ginger Ninja, Zach Lucas. So you're going to see you wear that around town. Hey, Ginger's got to stick together because we're going extinct. You don't know, but we are going extinct. So here's one of the things that I talked a lot about with Mike about the 2 hours that I had to talk about. And then he said, no, you don't get 2 hours. He said, no, you get 28 minutes. I said, 28 minutes? I haven't talked that short. These guys know me for any amount of time. None of us. So what I'm excited about is all these faces in the room that I've been with for 15, 20 years. We grew up in the business. I get excited for what they're doing and what they've accomplished. I will tell you that I'm a systems guy. So what you'll learn from me today, a lot of the slideshow, half the room, you might have even seen these slides before. But what I'm going to show you, and my goal for you, is to take nuggets back to your club about how you can increase ancillary sales, how you can make more money at the same time with doing some of the things that we all should be doing right now. So when I called it Nutrition 101, I know some of you guys in the room are like, Nutrition 101? It's really more for business owners, okay? When I committed to doing this, but asking Mike what kind of snacks you have coming. And he told me about those snacks, and then I realized Kelly was going to be here, and she was going to be making sure they're macro efficient, okay? So let's get started. I want you to write down on your piece of paper before we get started, who are you? What is your business? What is the identity of your business? What is the identity of your business? Are you a one gym owner? Are you a personal trainer? Do you own multiple gyms? Do you want to own multiple gyms? Do you want to open more clubs? Because one of the things that I actually hired a consultant, so I'm a consultant for the industry. I asked a consultant, just like Mike, we talked to a lot of people, to come talk to me about my studio that I had in Scottsdale. And years and years and years ago, he came out and he literally said, you know what? All you've done is create yourself a job. Good job. You work for yourself now. That's their first step. Good job. But second, he goes, what do you want to be? What do you want to do? And I'm like, all I did was commit myself to teaching every class at 5 a.m. and training all day long and then working all night long. So I created myself the same job that I'd already had at some of the gyms that we've all worked at, but now I do it for myself. And if the bills aren't good, then oh no, right? So my question for you is on the identity is my talk will help you if you have a clear picture of who you are and where you want to go, right? If you don't know those things, if you don't know, like, I know Cameron and Matt. Matt and I, we've worked together 100 years, and I know they're Pinky in the Brain, okay? Pinky in the Brain want to take over the world. He's raised his hands doing over $1 million in gross. They have multiple businesses going on. We've worked together at Pure Fitness and Mountainside Fitness. And they're just doing an amazing job, right? So they have their why, they have their identity, they know what they want to do. It is clear, put out. When I consult around the world and I go and I ask the gym owners, a lot of gym owners cannot tell me that identity, who they are. Well, what do I want to become? What do I want to do? Is it online nutrition counseling, right? So let's talk about Nutrition 101. Number one, we will hopefully define a little bit about that for you. My mission is to save the world through fitness, helping people grow strong, play long, and live better. You're going to see a lot of .fit on my slides. I love .fit. Neil Spruce is one of my mentors. This is our mantra at that company. I was the VP for this company for years, and I absolutely love it. So our goal is to save the world through fitness, and we want to help people grow stronger. We want them to play longer, and we want them to live better, okay? A little bit about me. I grew up in the destination home of Bakersfield, California. If you've never been there, I highly suggest you don't go there. And after graduating high school, I joined the United States Navy, lived in Japan. It was a super fun time. I used to give Marines rides everywhere they go. These are my babies. I have a 12-year-old, 16-year-old now. I did have one that had 2 brain surgeries. I am an avid Oregon Duck fan. Our Oregon Ducks usually kick Cameron's ASU's behind, not this year or last year, but we're coming back. I like to play as much as I like to work. So I like to work hard and I like to play hard. And if you see my kids in that picture, I like to put them through things that will help them in life. And that is going to help them go very, very, very far in life. This is my career. I'm 22 years now in. I've never done anything else. I went to school to be a history teacher and never taught. I got around kids about 18, 19 years old, 17 years old, and I said, hell no. These kids will destroy me. Like, I was 22, 23. There's no way. I loved history, wanted nothing to do with the classroom. So I started at 24 Fitness as a front desk rep. I was a kid standing at the front desk 22 years ago. I ended up becoming a general manager, district manager, stayed there 7 years. Pure Fitness, I came down here. We had 4 stores. We built that to 14 here, 11 in Washington. 2008, we sold to LA Fitness. I was the VP for both companies, Apex and .fit, which are both supplement lines, although they're more nutrition companies and supplements on the side. When we decided to get into the group training model, I will tell you, for me opening my first studio or not opening my first studio, I thought my partner was an idiot. I'm like, that's never going to work. In fact, I went with Travis and looking at Orange Theories at one point in time. I don't even know what year it was, 2007 or 8, and I'm like, this is not going to work. That's stupid. So one of my learning lessons in life is being humble, right? Is going, well, we would all say that they're pretty successful, I would say. So we opened our version of that called Studio Fit. We had 2 different mindsets, my partner and we decided to go in our own way. He went to one studio. He likes to run one and kill it with one. I want to take over the whole world. I want to take my message to the world. I want to train more people. I am a consultant for the industry. I did 50 locations for Fitness Evolution called EvoFit. We've done about 25 now with XGT, and we just signed on 17 more stores in Florida. So my talk today, originally, I turned in slides that they tried to rush me for, was how I became Mike's mentor. Then they turned me back and said, no, we don't want to talk about becoming Mike's mentor. You have to talk about a subject. So I'm going to talk to you guys about supplements. Oh, I basically I'm very, very important, my very loud books. My apartment smells like rich mahogany. I love to laugh. If you're in the fitness business, I mean, we laugh all day long. We laugh with our clients. We laugh at our clients. They laugh at us. I laugh at me. So I have a PhD. Some people will be like, oh, you got a PhD? I'm like, yes, I have a PhD. I was called Poor, Hungry, and Driven. So going along with Daniel's talk, I went to school to be a history teacher. Yes, ma'am.
Hi, Doug. I just want to let people know how long you lasted in my class.
Okay, well, 2 things here, Felicia. So while we're on the subject, because Mike and I did talk about this, I did last, I don't know, 48 and 52 seconds? I don't know, maybe 7 minutes. Okay, maybe 7 minutes before I got on my motorcycle and rode like this home. So then I go, you know what? I've got her. I know how to get her. I'm going to rematch her at cornhole because I am a beast at cornhole. Okay, ASU pitcher over here, softball pitcher. Have you ever seen a softball pitcher play cornhole? I highly do not go and bet any money because Mike was trying to get in on some of this action, and I said, Mike, don't do it. You're going to lose money, I guarantee it, because it was bad. It was awful. So here's how I've become successful, and a lot of the guys in this room know this. I run off systems. Like any sport team that's ever been dominant in the world, they run on a system. And I'm able to go into clubs, now 100 locations, build them with the owners, or some of you, consult with you, and give you systems that will help you solve usually about what we call the 9 plays. Number 1, hire, training, developing. Who are you looking for? Number 2, driving guests from inside or from outside, using SEOs like Mike or Loud Rumor or Promotion Vault or .fit and supplements. I go into businesses and help them to understand these 9 plays. Or how are their sales presentations? How are your sales presentations? When I go across the country, one of the things I realize about boutique owners is that a lot of you were great at what you did. You were great trainers. You were great group trainers, group personal trainers. You were group exercise people. But some of you may not know the business model that some of us were forced to learn that made us successful. And that was that discipline learning. Okay, how do I do a smart start? Exactly. What are those 4 things that I'm looking for in a smart start? Nutritional consultation. We're going to talk about my play 5. So Mike has asked me to talk about play 5 today. Okay. Reprogram, which is extremely important to follow up. One of the biggest mistakes studios are making right now today is that they have no follow-up for their members after they join. $149 a month. They become a member. What's the follow-up process? That's why the back door is open and we're losing members faster than we were before. Okay, we love to see Saturday seminars and where we do teaching and exercising. I taught a Saturday seminar last Saturday. We had 76 people show up, and no matter what happens, if 76 people show up, you are going to dominate your will of whatever education piece you want to teach. So whatever I want to teach them, if it's nutrition or the metabolic window or if it's supplements or if it's, why Kelly's arm is still bigger than mine and even if it's in a damn cast. God. I want to know if Tina pushed you down on the bike. Just riding by. Because I watch your guys' videos. By the way, I watch all your videos. I love watching you guys do fitness and do your world. I love it. I learn a lot. So here's getting into our nutrition talk. Ultimately, what determines the success of your business? Ultimately. IHRSA says there's 4 things. So the number 1 thing that determines whether you will be successful or not is results. The results of your members. Okay, so everything should be worked backwards there. Number 2, what do you think it is? There's 4 of them. Okay, I would say that is absolutely true and goes right into the results.
Engagement.
Relationship.
Retention.
Retention. Sales. What else? Relationships, yeah. Some of these things are skills, and some of these things are things that they have to learn, and some things that are personality traits. You got to learn the difference between people you hire that have these personality traits to build relationships and some of your trainers that have no ability to build relationships but might be just wonderful trainers. Okay? So here's what studies show. Number 1, the cleanliness of your facility is the number 1 reason why people stay or go. Now, with a studio, you get a little leeway because we do throw things around and we do have a little dirtiness and it's a little bit more industrial. But IHRSA shows that cleanliness is number 1. Friendliness is number 2. If you're running an operation and you're not opening your funnel to getting a larger clientele base because you have a thought process, and CrossFit is one of those companies or have some of those hard mentalities. Our company, XGT, when I first took over that company, was real hard. It was really, really hard. Their stigmata was very, very hard. So friendliness is another one, and the last one's non-use. The ones that we're going to talk about today are non-use and non-results. Okay, non-use and non-results. I want you to write this down. The enemy to my studio or to my business is non-use. They are not using your product, whatever that means. So if it's a studio, they're not coming 12 to 13 times a month, or they're not getting results. They are using it, but they're not getting results. So if a client is not getting results in your studio, they are using your workouts. I imagine everybody here is at least an elite or master level trainer. You know your stuff when it comes to the workouts. What could they not, why are they not getting the results? Boom, that's what we're gonna talk about today. Oh, nutrition. We're gonna talk about nutrition, and we're gonna talk about why in most of the studies that we're doing now, when I grew up in the business, and I know a lot of the guys that worked with our companies over the business, we spent, how much time do you guys think we spent with nutrition with our clients? Of the sessions? 20, 30% of the conversations we spent. At 24 Fitness, if you bought a 6-pack, the first session was an hour personal training session of nutrition only. So your first session was nutrition only. Ours at Pure Fitness was a nutrition appointment as well. So the industry has really gotten away from nutrition and consultations, right? They've really gotten away from the nutrition because what they're doing is they're slinging 30, 40-minute, half-hour sessions, and there's no possible way any of us could do a real nutrition conversation with somebody in 30 to 40 minutes on a one-on-one session. No way. So then we've moved a lot to group training. So some companies, I think like Cameron's company, they had shifted from doing one-on-one nutrition sessions to more like group training sessions on the overall information that everybody needs to learn. Macronutrients, calories in, calories out. That's a big conversation. Then they would schedule one-offs for the individuals that needed some more time. So here's the deal. Remember what you wrote down. The enemy to my business is non-use and non-results. Okay? So watch these studies. And I'm just going to go through these really fast, but this is 20 years of America in obesity. Everybody that's ever been with me has seen those slides. America is getting fatter and fatter and fatter and fatter. We have more information, we have more technology, we have more wearable devices, we have more heart rate monitors, we have more systems, we have more diets. We have more. And this is only to 2010. I have 7 more years, but Mike required some slide. He's like, okay, enough. So why do they join your gym? To look better naked, right? Whatever that means. So I know I go watch Matt lift, and that boy is lifting heavy weight. I go to his area and I turn around, I go to the pink weights over here. I'm like, okay. But so I know what his goal is, right? Miss Jones walks in the door. I know what their goal. They want to look better naked, whatever that means to them. Leaner, less body fat. So we have this trend of getting larger and larger and larger, but 90% of them want to change body composition. So I know I don't have a ton of time to talk today, but I want you guys to take this slide back to your gyms, and I want you to think about why. How could we be literally in the last 10 years, not even the last 20 years, delivering more information to the market, giving them more and more and more tools on ways to buy things in studios, and on watching Felicia on TV. She does a great job of giving us ideas to do at home. There's things that every single human being that's watching those shows could do right now at home to get results. I'm probably getting better results from the studio I built in my garage. I literally built a full-on garage like Kelly, and I go out there every morning and I get more results from that studio than going over to a gym. So I want you to think about those reasons why and how you solve that in your club. This is a key point. Weight loss doesn't happen on accident, but weight gain does, right? Weight loss doesn't happen by accident. I'm like, oh, I just accidentally stopped eating and now I lost weight. But accidentally, I do, like when we get injured. Kelly, one of our just amazing business partners and friends, and he hurt his arm, right? Well, for a lot of people, being in his arm cast means that they sit and they rest and they do nothing. But he is already telling me all the stuff that he's doing that he's probably not supposed to be doing quite yet, but he will not be active. There's no way. For a little bit of time he probably was, but there's no way, right? So here's what I want you to teach you about awareness. Awareness is another challenge. 1 out of 10 people know how many calories they need to maintain their weight. Now, I know that some of your studios, you guys actually work with bodybuilders or fitness models or competitors. What would you say for you guys, what percentage, if you're going to be on stage in your underwear, for you to look good, results right back to nutrition? Anybody that's done a show, it's your food. It's not your lifting. That's a piece of it, but it is your diet. It is your nutrition. It is your water intake. It is your program and your system, right? But 1 out of 10 people, so we might not be talking to that group of people, but 1 out of 10 people know how to maintain their weight or what they should be eating. Majority underestimate how much they eat. So if you ask your clients to write down a log for me or just log in MyFitnessPal, they will absolutely underestimate what they eat. They won't include the mayonnaise. They won't include the wine because liquid doesn't count as calories, right? Wine doesn't count as calories. And then when you ask them how many calories, well, how much did you pour? Well, I have just a glass. Okay, can we all agree that a glass of wine varies even in this room? Depending, I have 2 kids, so my glass of wine is up or down based on what's going on with my 16-year-old driving my truck. That's a 2-pour, 480 calorie pour. Only 1/3 of correct identify the calories. So I want to get to the meat. This is the 5 top food choices in America, whether we like it or not. The top 6 activities that they do, which is basically nothing. 61% quit within the first 2 months. We are starting to see in studios, especially national studios, are starting to report that their members used to stay 10 to 12 months. Now they're staying 3 to 5 months. Some of that might be competition. I'm betting, my personal bet, if I was to ever get called from some of the large companies, I would be willing to bet that maybe they haven't installed some of the other plays to help retain their clients. If it's just the workout and it's just the energy of the trainers, they're gonna quit eventually. It's gonna fade. It has to be, the model has to be about results, which means if it has to be about results, are we in agreement that you cannot outwork a bad diet? And we know the studies of the people, so how could we build a studio? How could we build a personal training business that doesn't incorporate nutrition? It seems to me that that would be literally almost impossible. Now, I know some companies are doing it, but I also think that the retention rates for those clients are going to suffer dearly over time. So what's the solution? So here's where we're going to get into a 6-minute and 33-second, which I'm definitely going to blow the number out of the water. We're going to get into a solution for you. First and foremost, you need an evidence-based platform for fitness professionals. There are a few out there. I use .fit. MyFitnessPal is another one. There are a lot. I'm not up here to pitch you any one system. What I am telling you is that in your gyms, you need to solve for retention and understand that getting a member and keeping that member is ultimately the formula for success in a gym. And so my strategy is I want to partner with others who want to do the same, not just sell. I do not sell nutrition. I do not sell supplements, okay? If somebody were to come up to me and say, what should I take? I would literally say, first things first, we need to do a nutrition analysis program with you. I need to sit down and figure out your height, your weight, your body fat percent, your goal. Where are you today, what we call the mirror and the bridge, and the vision where you want to go, and the bridge. Where did that person want to go? Then I'm going to figure out what that human being is already eating. And I'm going to figure out what they don't like to eat. Zach doesn't do dairy. So that should spark in everybody's mind here, Zach doesn't do dairy. Uh-oh, how is he getting his calcium? Calcium's super important, right? For bone health, also for muscle building, for muscle repair. So we want to deliver an evidence-based system. We want to tell the truth in fitness, do business with integrity. So as you start to bring in ancillary products to your company, whatever that supplement line is, or that I call them nutritional support. I don't even call them supplements anymore. I just call it nutritional support. Nutritional support means, just like Mike said, I got all this blood work done and they told me I am deficient in vitamin D. So what's his solution? To go stand outside like this all day and get his vitamin D? No, he took a dietary support because he's not getting vitamin D. So when you talk to me about supplementation, I am not talking about walking into any of the local companies and looking at a myriad of wall of 1,000 different brands going, which one's best for me? I'm talking about us being fitness professionals going, this is what's best for you because I can see in your diet that this is what you're not getting. Does that make sense? And educate. So we believe there's four components to this. Nutrition is number one. So everything that I've talked to you today, and you're going to ask me a question like, when is this guy going to start talking about business, right? I'm talking about nutrition, and most of you guys know all this stuff. This is how I sell supplements to my clients. I do not talk about supplements. I talk about nutrition. I talk about what they're eating, what they're getting, what they're lacking, and then at the very end, we talk about, hey, I've done your nutrition plan for you. I see the amount of protein grams and fat grams and carbohydrates. I can basically see the micronutrients that you're getting or not getting. And then I'm going to make a recommendation. What this is going to fill the gap. Because think about this. When you give them their nutrition plan, that is just for what they're going to eat. Then you're going to tack on what? HIIT training. You're going to tack on HIIT training, CrossFit, bodybuilding. So now the need goes up for nutrients. We're just right now just talking about a normal body. We're not talking about a body that you've just going to go destroy for an hour in a class, right? So we've got different goals. People want to do different things. The best diet for people that I have found is the one that they can stick to. I know that some people in here lean towards keto or lean towards Atkins or lean towards high protein, low carb. It really doesn't matter. Right now there's 36,000 registered diets with the American Dietary Association. 36,000. I'm not here to tell you which one will work or won't work. Because what I will tell you, they all work. Most of them are all caloric deficient programs. They just give you less calories. So what I would tell you is the one that's going to work for your client is going to be the one they can stick with. So if you come to me and say, Zach, we're going to do keto and we are going to do a fast, Zach's going to say, oh no, you're fired because Zach eats a lot of sugar. In fact, I have my bar. She was just asking me about that bar. She goes, is that bar good? I said, it tastes delicious like a chocolate chip cookie. And my friend trainer over here would say, she would probably already thrown that bar away. She would have been like, whoosh, yeah, nice try, Zach. So here's where we get into the supplements. This is all just science, okay? And you guys can, if you ever want any of these slides, you can have this because you're trainers. So I put my good friend up here, Vanilla Ice, stop, collaborate, and listen. And like, when is Ginger Spice going to start telling me about a business owner how to sell? What I've been doing is telling you how I sell. By the time I get done with this session, so imagine this is 30 minutes with my client, do you think that this client believes that I am a supplement salesperson or an expert when it comes to their nutrition focused on their goal and how I'm going to help them get to their goal? So when I go back in to tell them that, hey, your body and your calorie needs, you're going to need to fulfill the gap. That's what I call it, fulfill the gap. If I want to lose calories, I want to lose weight, okay, I'm going to have to eat less and move more. Simply. However you choose to do that, it's on you. But what's in the middle is a giant gap of nutrients that I'm not getting. Health nutrients, calcium, vitamin C. It could be a multivitamin, okay? Then you want to teach the client about their choices, teach the client about the role of nutrition. The role of nutrition is 7 times greater than them going to the gym and exercising. Start with tracking to identify areas of needing change. Every single client I've ever said, I know some of my pros in here already do this. Some of you studio owners, just start writing down for me. I don't want to talk to you until I got a 7-day plan. Just write it down. And by the way, don't write down the last 7 days because you're going to eat really perfectly. I want to see what you ate 7 days ago before you met Zach, right? The importance of the other 23 hours. This is why I like to supplement with my clients. The importance of the other 23 hours is you only get to see them once, 2 or 3 times a week, usually 4 times a week, and you have no clue what they're doing. So supplement helped me to send them home with bars, shakes, things that I have pre-planned and are ready for them to go. Shift your attention after educating clients the role nutrition will play, so there becomes a the gap, right? Here's your solution. And confusion and mistrust in the supplement industry, and this is kind of the last 2 slides that we have, is that you need to find brands that represent you. Sorry, I keep pushing 1 too many times. Oh, okay. We're going to skip this slide. Oh, it's going by itself. No, it's just going by itself. We're going to go fast. Solve efficacy, safety, purity, potency, nutrition, delivery, and how. Oh, it stopped. This is what makes great supplement companies, not the body on it. I know some of you guys are even reps for brands, but if you've been in the supplement world, it's a scary, scary world. Efficacy means that the doses and the forms match clinical trials. Safety means that it shows in those trials that it does what it says it's going to do and that it's worth taking. Purity and potency says that through third-party testing like NSF, it is what it says it is in the bottle, and truth in labeling is legal claims. And then find a program that personalizes them to you. We won't go into the DOSHA Act, but I will tell you this. 62% of manufacturers do not comply with FDA manufacturing guidelines right now. 50% of the supplements in the industry are mislabeled. 29% are contaminated with heavy metals, steroids, or drugs. In addition to that, right now there's 22,000 products being sued by the federal government because of failing those things. So I'm also not telling you just go fill up your studio with supplements and start selling. What we want to do is we want to make sure we can help you. And Mike and I, you can always reach out to Mike and I for great brands to help you. Protect their health, accelerate their results. Here's the money part. 8 out of 10 people you meet with are buying supplements somewhere. They're just not buying, they might not just be buying them from you. And if you're a fit pro, that should piss you off. If I work with a client for an hour on all these things and all the nutrition, and then they go take something that doesn't work, it's gonna hinder my ability to do what? Kelly said it earlier. Get results. And everything that I do in my studio battles results. Because if they don't get results, they're not paying. We're a premium price. Most of you guys are a premium price. They're not gonna keep paying it. The average member that's my cue to get off. The average person spends $50 a month. So Mike and I on the GSD show, he actually broke down for you. If you were to say, I have this many members, and they all average $50. Now, how many of you guys average way more than $50 in your supplements a month? Put your hand up, Matt. Yeah, just per person, in your household, $50 per person. I'm way over that. I'm 150 to 200, right? So if you average 50 people, but you have, let's say, 100 members, that's $5,000 in generated revenue for you to help them get to their results, professionally recommended, right? Professionally done, and at about a 30 to 40% margin on that, you're increasing your studio by $2,500. For me, that was the utility bill. That was the air for the first couple years I was open, okay? And you can just do that math farther and farther. Here's the last slide that we'll go over. Everything that you create in your club should be a win-win-win or no deal. Win for the member, win for the trainer or employee, win for the company last, or you should have no deal. Make sense? Thank you for coming. Thank you for listening to me. I didn't say too many bad words. Please put that on the camera.
Pretty cool, huh?